Hello, welcome to Jack Tyres Journeys. Tonight, it's our anniversary due soon, so my wife's bought me a tool organiser to hang on the wall. It's for my power tools. She's got it from Temu. Why don't we put it together and see what it's like? This is it. All I've done is put the sellotape off. Instructions. So this is what it is. As a rule I make stuff, but I suppose because it's our anniversary and she had to buy me something, she thought that'll do. So it comes with a multitude of pieces, as you'd expect. Fixings. These look like rails that go on the side of it. That looks like a drill bit holder. Looking at the different sizes of it, I would assume. What else has it got? It's made out of a very light tin, coloured. Obviously one of the beds to sit things on. That there looks like possibly a holder for your drills, drivers. I've not looked at the instructions properly, but I'll have a look in a minute. Let's have a look. What else is in here? Another one of these trays. And two end pieces, that looks like. Right. Let's put that down and have a go at making it. Shouldn't take long, it's not that big. I'll keep this foam and just sit the stuff on there so I don't damage it prematurely. Right, instructions. I know fellas don't use them, but it may be quicker. So we get our two sides, one there, one there, and we get this bit here, and what it looks like is that basically sits where those two holes are down the very bottom. That connects through there. All they've done is welded a bolt, or a nut rather, to there, and then you feed the bolt through that and that secures the bottom of it. So I shall get on and do that. That's that, that's that, that's that, there. The fixings. Like I say, I don't usually buy this sort of stuff. I would hazard a guess, as they're all around about the same size. These little hex headed screws. Oh, and I've even got a hex driver with it, so we'll fit them two first. Let's have a look here. So there's not a great deal to it. There you can see that's that one. Let's get this one fitted into there. I'll just put them on temporarily and then I'll fasten them up in a minute. If it goes through, come on. You see this getting old palaver with your eyes? It's absolute crap. Old age is over. I'm not old, but well, I am old. But it's overrated, I'm telling you. Stay young. Let's just quickly give that a twizzle. Do that one. I'll do these up tight now, I think. I suppose it'll hurt. Right, that's 2. Same again on the other side. So we'll just hang them in through there. I do have other videos, just while I'm yapping here, while I've got nothing better to do than put these together. I do have other videos that I've made. I've done all sorts, from making a camper van to I do Christmas bits. I've done some nutcracker soldiers, reindeer, a sleigh. And what I tend to do is I like to get stuff and make stuff that costs nothing. So, you know, if you've always got offcuts of timber and that, it's always handy if you can use them rather than throw it out and send it to landfill or wherever. So it's awful. We live in such a wasteful world. I work in the construction industry and it's terrible for it. The amount of stuff that goes in skips, it's shocking. I sometimes wish I had a big warehouse I could store it all in, because there's everything I get is being thrown. And some of the stuff's brand new, but because either a customer has decided they don't want it, the manufacturer won't take it back, or it costs too much to go back, so it gets skipped. What a waste of money. What an absolute waste of money. I'm sure most of you will agree with that. It's absolutely shameful, shocking. Yeah, so that's the first part done. Right, on to step 2, which is looking at this, one of these red ones. And it's the same again with them. They've welded, if you can just see there, they've welded in all 4 corners. It's just a round nut, really, is all it is. So we will do the same again. It's going to be easier if I lay this on its back now, like that. I'll be able to see it easier. I think probably I will. I'll tell you. Just hope they've welded them on. Right, deal. There it goes. It's just that first initial getting a bite on it. Because they're painted or powder coated or whatever it is they've done to them. I suspect paint rather than powder coat. It's probably cheaper, isn't it? I don't know, do you get much stuff from that Temu? My missus gets loads from it. Some of it she likes. I think tool wise, I do fix mowers in the summer and strimmers and that sort of stuff, and they are very cheap for buying a brand new carb. Instead of repairing the carb that you've got, sometimes it's just not economical. You get like £6 for a carb, which is not really much money. If you spent nothing on the machine, if it's cost you nothing to get, I think that's not a bad deal, to be honest with you, £6. But as what you have to do usually is buy like £10 worth or £15 worth. I don't know what's that in America, $20 maybe, something like that. It's not a whole lot of money. I know a lot of the Americans do use Temu. I'm not sure if that'll stop with Mr. Trump and his the way he's thinking. Don't know. What have you got to say about that? He certainly shook it up since he come in. You could do with someone like him over here and tell them all to get stuffed. Yeah, we could really. Bunch of bloody hooray Henrys over here. Anyway, enough of my moaning about that. Right, that's them two done. Just fasten these two up on here. There we go. Garage is a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm trying to revamp. That's why she's bought me this, really. So I've got to get my tools all set up and set out so that I can access them easier. You know what it's like when you move in and you do it, and you do it in bits, don't you? You can't do it all at once. I mean, I'm the same as most of you. You work 50 hours a week, don't you? And you haven't got the time. You're literally 50 hours a week is what I would say is an average, really. Right, let's get this top piece. Looking at it, goes on here. It's pretty obvious, really, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist for this. Certainly don't. There. Yeah, the other thing I like doing, I like going to, do you go to auctions? You go to auctions, you know, they have auction houses, and I think what they do is a lot of it is deceased people's effects where the kids get rid of it, which it's either send it there and make a couple of bob, or take it to the tip and get nothing for it. I suppose we all come to the point where we've all got a lot of junk, a lot of stuff, and our kids probably won't want it, won't need it. They've got their own junk. Homes are not big enough to contain it all, and after a lifetime of collecting, you have a lot of stuff, an awful lot of stuff. Some of it you never use, but it's nice to keep because you don't know if you're going to need it. Yeah, which you never do you? You think you may need it, and then the minute you throw it out, sod's law, you're going to need it, and you threw it and you've got to go and buy a new one. Oh, that got you, doesn't it? Right, let's just put this other screw over the other side here. Doesn't look very big, does it? But hey ho. As the nun said to the vicar. Right, let's just put this last one in. And I think all there is, I'm not too sure. In fact, I'm not too sure whether that should have gone on. I'm yapping away here, and that should have gone on with that, which is not a big deal. I'll take that off again in a second. Look, that's how easy it is if you don't look at the instructions properly, innit? No big deal. Right, just tighten them up a bit, give them a big bit of a pull up. Right, let's undo these two. Ooh, tighten that up a bit, didn't I? There we go. Most people have got a cordless and they just whack in a hex bit or whatever. I've got cordless, but I can't be bothered to go and get the hex bits out and all that. Plus the fact, you've got to be able to use hand tools. I was always taught that. If you can use your hand tools, what if you've got no power? If you've got no power, you got half these young lads these days, they'd be knackered. They're born and brought up on power tools, and they're goosed if they've got no power, or you can't charge the batteries. I mean, what? Whoa, oh dear, what are you going to do then? Well, simple and obvious answer: get your hand tools out, get your hands dirty, and crack on the way they used 2 years ago. I know it's easier using the power tools, far easier, and I do understand it. And unfortunately, the world we live in, especially I see it at work, whereas everything used to be priced, like hanging a door used to be priced for an hour of a carpenter's time, because he had to chisel out the hinges, shoot it in, all the normal bits and pieces associated with hanging a door. Nowadays they do it the same, but the difference is it's all done with power tools, so they've priced accordingly. So the subcontractor now will price a job, I don't know, half the price that it used to be to the subbies, purely and simply because he knows he's going to do it in a quarter, a third, half the time, whatever. Because power tools just give you that, you know, if you're using a Yankee pump action screwdriver as opposed to a cordless will win hands down, won't it? Plus the fact you don't usually put it through your finger like you used to with the old pump actions. Remember them? Still got mine. Yeah, take it out every now and again and look at it, but that's as much as I do. I don't really see what that one's meant to do, if I'm honest with you. We've got one other one at the top there, so yeah, oh well. Right, let's put this on. So you've got one for hanging stuff off at the bottom. It's okay if it works for me batteries and all that, and me cordlesses, and I'll be happy. If it doesn't, you can send it back. Right, I am going to be doing some videos where I do tours or walks or journeys around various places. I'm going to be walking around Plymouth pretty soon, so keep your eye out for that one. I'm not sure when I'm going to get it done, but I will get it done. So I've got to take that one up the top. Which side does that go on? Doesn't really show you, does it? It must be the other side. Yeah, so I've got to take the top two off as well. Never mind. This is because I'm yapping. If you're not concentrating, this is what happens, isn't it? All you kids out there, if you're watching this, concentrate. Do well at school. Pay someone to do this for you. Well, I think that's another problem with a lot of the young generation these days. It's all far too easy to pay someone to do it rather than do it themselves. The growing up Generation Z or Z or whatever they're called, they seem a lot less inclined to do stuff. Just from what I've seen, obviously from my own experience. Others may have different experience of them, but I think each time a new generation comes out, they seem to be less able to cope with stuff that we just find normal. It's a bit maddening, really, isn't it? And they're the future. They're not all like it. You do get some. And I just wonder where it's going to stop sometimes. But yeah, they're less likely to be able to do any of this sort of stuff, and there's nothing to it. I find a lot of people with any practical ability, what used to happen is, or what I find is, most of them, when they were growing up, they done maybe models, you know, like the Airfix models, the kit models for making aeroplanes or boats, or Meccano we used to play with, Lego, any of the sort of thing. Maybe even a technology one like electronics or something like that. But if you've got a bias where you can use your hands a bit, then I find that they sort of, you run on and you'll try anything. But the ones that have never picked anything up, they never do pick anything up. They just they just pay people to do it, or don't get it done. Simple as that. Right, so after that yapping, there's the unit complete. That's the underside of it. Obviously that is where the your drill bits can sit. 2 shelves for your batteries. I've got quite a few batteries and chargers. I don't know I'm going to get them all on that, but hey ho, if I get some on. And then obviously that's for hanging stuff in, and these hooks on the bottom for hanging stuff off. What I'll do is I'll get it on the wall, and we'll see how we go from there. What I've done in my garage, I actually put French cleats up, so it's sort of, I tend to make, I'll just quickly show. So on my wall in my garage, what I hang my tools off, I've basically done French cleats, or commonly known in the UK as split batten. We used to use them a lot when we were doing shop fitting and that. So a lot of the rails would go along, especially you'll see them, you won't see them, but in public toilets in these shops and all that, and they got the nice panels on there, the coloured panels, melamine sort of faced, but without any fixing showing. The way we used to do it was using split batten or French cleats, and it's a really simple idea. This is basically what it is. It's a batten that you cut at an angle. You fix one to the wall, and then you fix the other. The other one would be fixed to the panel or whatever it is you want to hang on it. So when you slide it over like that, and they're both flush on the back of the wall, it can't go anywhere. It locks in and it keeps it all nice and secure. And that's all there is to it. It's called split batten for obviously a reason. French cleats is a commonly known other way of describing it. I am using also, while I'm quickly on here and I'm trying to jump around like this, my wife also bought me a device called iFollow. I've never heard of them before. It's a little gadget that you put on the counter or whatever. You put your phone on it, and then it's meant to follow you as you go round. Every now and again it decides not to and goes and videos something else, but I'm giving it a go anyway. Let us know in the comments what if you've got one and what you think of them. This is not a plug-in one or anything, it's just a battery. I think it's 3 AA batteries that go in it. Anyway, let's go back to the accessory shelf and complete that one. Just another addition while I'm quickly thinking about it. These screws that come with a lot of this kit, pick them up, find a bin and throw them out, because I'm quite sure they're made out of chocolate or something like that, but they're absolutely no use. You go and try and screw them in, and if you hit anything hard or a knot or whatever, they'll just bear over. So skip them, get yourself a couple of decent screws. You can just feel by the weight. I reckon if I weighed them two and put all them, they wouldn't come to one of them. So get yourself some decent screws when you're fixing anything. Don't use the crap that they send. So, as I said, I've cut a piece of timber and I've drilled, counterbored and countersunk the holes to 370 mil it was on this one. And all I'm going to do is put them in, and I'm just going to screw right through that into my backing board. So I'll line them holes up, go right through them into the backboard, and that'll make it secure. And then I can try and clear this mess of tools up here. I'll put my other cleats on underneath them wherever I need to. But I'm trying to fit everything on shelves and cleats and what have you. But I've got such a lot of stuff to move around. Also, because it's the winter, I have got a couple of lawn mowers in that are going to need some attention. Yeah, this will be in future videos. Some of them are going to be no good. The bottom one there, not too sure what's going to happen with that. Same with them two there, they're a bit iffy. But anyway, it's something to look for in the coming months and all that. So there's the accessory unit fitted with the, it's got my battery drills, etc. under the bottom. And I've got a lot of different chargers as the only thing. So it's just about enough room, but it'll do for a minute. I've also got everything else on me French cleats. So on me split battens, all my sanders. So I've got a belt sander at the back. All the palm sanders, all the normal sanders up there, and the sanding discs. I've got another little shelf above it, which I don't know what I'm going to use for yet. I could put router bits or something like that there, I suppose. Yeah, all my socket sets, I've put them on a shelf, as well as I've got some just on racks there. I'll probably move all that as well. That'll need changing. But I'm gradually reorganising, but it's one of them things. It takes a while, doesn't it? So this corner's sort of looking a bit full now, but there's a space for everything, and I know where everything is. I can just put my hand on it straight away. All my squares and sharp stuff, planes and that, are all on that one shelf over there. And below it is all standing knives and blades and them sort of things. So, yeah, and then obviously I just need to make a few more bits and pieces. So I'll update it as I go on, and you just can see what you think. It's not, I haven't got a lot of room, so I am trying to cram everything in with whatever I can get my hands on. So I'm literally not going out and buying anything. It's whatever waste there is, I'll use that. I'll make it, and it'll be all right. It just depends what you've got and what you can get hold of. Right, thanks for watching. If you could like, subscribe, and push the icon and ring the bell, and any future videos will get pumped straight to you. So thank you very much for watching.